thoughts on the game today. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, you know, I don't have a bad feeling if that's what you anticipated. I don't feel bad. I mean, I think there are certain things we can pick and look at and dissect that Michigan could have done better. Can you hear me, by the way? Okay, that Michigan could have done better. But for the most part, I think they just have been beat by the better team. Better team. Georgia's is seems to be the more athletic team, the more physical team. And gives Stetson Bennett credit. He performed very well today. And I thought he brought an element uh, to this game, to this Michigan defense that they have struggled with all year, which is when they play a quarterback that could be mobile. And mobile doesn't necessarily mean that they're Lamar Jackson running for 120 yards, but if they can avoid pressure in the backfield, this Michigan defense can be exposed a little bit. And we've seen that all season. We saw with Adrian Martinez, but Stetson Bennett was able to do it in a way more effective way, partly due to the fact because he has way better athletes around him. So I thought it was just a perfect storm for the Georgia offense to expose the biggest weaknesses Michigan defense has. Um, on offense, I'm not so surprised that the offense has struggled throughout the day because we knew how good the Georgia defense is. Um, the only player on the offense that's exposed this Georgia defense is Alabama, and they had a Heisman Trophy. And that player is Bryce Young, who is the Heisman Trophy winner, and with multiple first-round picks, NFL players on that offense. So, I mean, it's understandable why that Georgia defense did get exposed there, but Michigan doesn't have that personnel. So I thought, all in all, Michigan has been getting beat. The game is still going on right now, but Michigan's getting beat by the better team. And you know what? You kind of chalk it up to a surprising season, a really good season in which you do have some trophies that you put in the case. And I think it's a big step forward. And as you know me, I'm normally not the glass is half full kind of guy. I'm either all or nothing, especially when it comes to Michigan. So for me to say that, I really mean it. I really mean it. I'm very pleased with the way this season has gone. It's exceeded both my and your expectations. I think pretty much everybody's expectations by a long shot. So even in the midst of this very disappointing loss, it's just hard. I think it would be hard for any Michigan fan to come on here and it'd be like, "Oh my God, these guys are trash" or something like that. It's been a great season. It really has.
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing to me was it seemed, and I can echo all of the sentiments you said. This was an amazing season. This is not. It's a tough loss, but this is not an embarrassing thing. This is not an embarrassing loss. When you get to the top four, all of these teams are worthy of winning a national championship. Every single one, all of them. So I want to make sure I preface my statement with that. But the biggest thing in the toughest part is it seemed like Michigan was unprepared in this game. It did not seem like it. This didn't seem like the A game of Michigan that we have seen all season. And that I think that was the part was the most surprising. Like I can live with Georgia has better athletes, or they are what I can live with those types of things. They're faster overall than we just are, but it just didn't seem like Michigan had a great game plan. Number one, and it didn't seem like the guys, at least offensively, were overly prepared for this game. It just you saw a lot of drop balls, you saw missed tackles, like you just saw a lot of mistakes offensively that Michigan really hasn't made all season. And sometimes it is what it is. When you talk about a team who hasn't been here before in the bright lights, like I had did a stream earlier where you talk about like the bright lights, like this is going to be the brightest lights that Michigan has played in this season. Like the Michigan Ohio State game, make no mistake, is probably going to be a top 5 game even with the college football playoff, it's going to be a top 5 game as far as views and things like that. Just disregard my Apple Watch, but the Ohio State Michigan game is going to be one of the probably top 5 games in when it comes to college football games. It's going to be in the top 5, but nonetheless, the lights don't get any brighter than the college football playoff. And when you think about the 1-4 matchup, I mean, everybody and their mother was talking about Alabama's going to win that first round game. So really, all of the attention was on the Michigan Georgia game, and it just was it was tough to watch. It was tough to watch. Like I can live with a team getting beat. If you're not executing, so on and so forth. But to lose, to me, the way that as far as what I've watched, like obviously we started the stream before the game was over, but to lose it and look like this, you know what I mean? Like that's the tough part. Like I said, it
But
was a phenomenal season. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to take anything away from it.
right.
The just different barriers that Michigan broke through, and especially with Jim Harbaugh himself. But it was just tough to lose this way.